Here we go, second half. West ball to David Thompson of the West. In the white now, Maurice Lucas throws up the first shot, battles back. That's his tremendous strength. That's how helpful he has been to Bill Walton of the Portland Trailblazers this year. Here's Paul Westphal of the Phoenix Suns with that pretty inside move, and Lucas trying to ram it home in. Couldn't. Right now, the West is just controlling the game, and Westphal, left alone at the right baseline, puts it in. Make it an 8-point East lead, 68-60.
Right now, the West has the big advantage on the backboards, whereas when we started the game, it was in favor of the East.
George McGinnis, inside pass, pretty defensive play by Lanier, retrieved by Maravich, air ball. Here comes the West quickly. Now they can make it a 6-point game if they can convert. McAdoo was in the passing lane. George McGinnis of Philadelphia checks for trouble. It was deflected. Doug Collins retrieves it at the sideline. Off iron. Lanier was up there with McGinnis. Off now, Doug Collins. It'll go to the West. Norm Van Leer, the Chicago Bulls, working with Paul Westphal of the Phoenix Suns, the starting guards, as voted by the fans. Cut off by Irving with a pretty defensive play. Oh, you see the body control past the Maravich. Here comes Big Nash. Now, back comes the East. Up by 10 again, 70-60.
We just saw what a great advantage McAdoo has over most of the centers he plays against. He's able to run on the break so well.
Irving, outlet pass, Maravich, and David Thompson almost got back with a sensational play. And a good baseball pass by Irving, wasn't it?
Anybody that says that these players don't care if they win or lose, you saw an example there by David Thompson.
Coming in on Dr. J. There it is, Lanier.
Look at Julius. Oh, good score by the ref there.
Guinness waits for his teammate Doug Collins. McAdoo went inside to Dr. J, who drew the foul. So it's against David Thompson. Denver Nuggets.
We'll see Julius try and take David as much as possible down low because he has such a size advantage.
Irving with a tremendous hand. Look what he can do to a basketball. Come up, use glass. Lanier is there. Outlet to David. Maravich was there. And here comes Dr. J. Had trouble controlling the ball. Out of bounds it goes.
That was the case of Julius just trying a little too hard.
Now the West comes back, trailing by 10 points early in the third quarter. They have been behind all the way. David Thompson. Now it's an 8-point game. Collins kept over to the sideline by Van Leer. That's what Larry Brown wanted to do. Westphal blocks the shot attempt by Maravich.
Here we see Collins trying to post Van Leer. Maravich going up for the shot. Great play by Paul Westphal.
Really, we've got a timeout. 9 minutes and 30 from the banana belt. It's been warm this winter. Dr. J and Lanier was there. Back now comes the West. Van Leer. And it is now a 6-point East lead with 9:18. They are creeping back. Here's Maravich. Gets free. Deflected away. Retrieves it. Jay was open. McAdoo outside. Julius is there. Inside move on Lanier. Comes underneath. Muscles his way outside. Off his leg. McGinnis. McAdoo goes back up. Retrieved by the smallest man on either team, Van Leer. And here comes David Thompson. Gives it down to Maurice Lucas. Now it's 4.
I'd hate to get my hand in the way when he did that.
And Maravich just threw it up over Lanier, didn't he? Now the West comes back.
He worked on that shot, Brent. I saw him in practice yesterday
Really?
working on that. Yep.
Here's Thompson. Wants to drive baseline. Julius got there first. Lanier with muscle. 74-70. I'm not going to tell anybody, Billy, that Lanier was my pregame candidate for MVP. I don't want to, upset him at all. Maravich giving it to McGinnis. Maurice yells for a switch. David Thompson on the switch. Working against the shot clock. And they'll go the other way. Offense is the call against Dr. J.
Now we see the East standing around, dribbling the ball, whereas in the first half, this unit was moving the ball very well. Now here's Lucas getting position. Julius on that play right there should have taken the jump shot.
This is the closest the West has been since early in the first quarter. It is 74-72, a two-point game.
In the last game, Lucas had 41 points against Atlanta.
He was last tied at 4. Right now, the East leading it by a field goal. Good pass by McAdoo to Irving. Score it, and there's a foul.
That was fine movement of the ball here. We'll see a fine pass by McAdoo to Irving. Good play.
Maravich is over checking with the East coach, Gene Shue, the Philadelphia 76ers. His assistant, Jack McMahon. He was kidding Jack yesterday. He said Jack had to design all the plays for these guys. Free throw is good, so it's a 77-72 lead now, 5-5. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Here's David Thompson of Denver. Maurice Lucas giving him a pick. McGinnis comes over. They give it back as Lucas rolls off the tip. At home. Lanier has retrieved it inside to David. McGinnis is there and fouled him.
There's quite a bit of contact on that play.
David and Goliath going up.
George, get a hold of him. I'd hate that George hit me anytime, especially being in the air.
250. Thompson. Drew more votes than any All-Star in this game. Hey, don't take the vote away from the fans. It's their game, and I hope they enjoy it.
What did that remind you of, though, seeing Thompson getting hit in the air?
North Carolina State, Pittsburgh. NCAA action down on his head. Collins outside. Irving goes for it. Retrieves it now. Big Mac had the open man, Collins, but Doug got in a little too close, out of bounds now. There is the NFL championship ring. Bob Long, former player with the Green Bay Packers, watching this action. Maravich in the passing lane with the interception. Walks now to Big George McGinnis. Waits for Lucas to get back. The West starting to talk on defense now, yelling switches. These two teams are getting together. Maravich. 79-73, a 6-point each lead and 6:40 to go first half.
First half of this game was not a physical game. Now it's turned into a very, very physical game.
There is McGinnis on the deflection to Doug. Collins now to Maravich. Up a little too high on the attempted layup as he was avoiding Westfall. Now Van Leer. Pull up pass to Lucas. Turn around. Won't go. They'll come the other way. Offensive foul against Maurice.
Part of the reason a lot of shots today that he usually makes is he's been out a week now with a bad ankle.
When we come back after this timeout, Elvin Hayes will be on the floor for the East. He's scored 12 points already. He switches off. Two Golden State Warriors on the floor now for Larry Brown. Collins goes back to Frisco. 81-73. Billy, what about the philosophies of Gene Shue and Larry Brown?
Well, quite different. Both very successful, obviously, the coaches here at the All-Star game. But Gene Shue feels he must isolate himself from his players. Larry Brown very close to all his players.
Rick Barry drew the foul as he muscled back up at the glass. Sellout crowd in the Milwaukee arena. I've had some basketball men tell me that Larry Brown has done one of the fine jobs of coaching in this league in the first half of the season. There are some people who do not believe that team's that good. Barry, 90% free throw shooter. Put a blindfold on it. He can hit it.
Larry's type of offensive defense that he has for Denver is perfect. It complements all his ball players.
Oh, great. Collins without the basketball. That's his strength. Westfall sensed it and got back. Julius just bouncing it to him.
Well, there's one of the advantages when you're in an all-star game playing with one of your teammates. The timing was perfect.
George Gervin and Phil Chenier check in. Let's see, we had 3 starters from Philadelphia, 3 from Denver. You know, Billy, if Gerald Ford had been backed by the basketball fans in Philadelphia and Denver, he'd still be playing. There's Irving. Irving again. All green at the glass. $1,000 to each member of the winning team and $650 to each loser. Barry thought Smith was going to come on through the baseline. 83-75, John Havlicek in his 12th NBA All-Star game. And Don Boozy in his first from the Indiana Pacers. There's Elvin Hayes, knocked away by Boozy. Hey, he is right there where the action is, isn't he? Comes back, good pass to Lanier. Drove right in. Hayes called for a foul, but says, come on.
Lucy reminds me so much of Van Leer.